Okay, good morning. Let's jump into the CONY MSTY show. All right, what did we do yesterday? Well, we went right down to resistance, right down to 210.45, only down 0.36 of 1%. And we were down 0.37 of 1%. So pretty much equal performance in CONY. You guys are still buying it, so you know these funds have paid a lot. I mean, MSTY doesn't have the track record of CONY, and then MSTY went through a horrible synthetic and has recovered from that, and now CONY's about to go through a horrible experience with that synthetic and very likely bounce off this 210. Let's take a look at that just so you can see again, right? I didn't update the chart because there's no volume, but look at where 210 is, right? You got major support here in this wedge, and we should bounce. And let's take a look at pre-market and see what we have. Okay, there we are. 214, right? This is yesterday's closing, right about here, right? And it dipped down to maybe 205 at the open, traded up to 213, closed at 210, and here we are in the pre-market. So hopefully we start moving up. And I really feel that it will, but we shall see. All right, let's get back to the May tab here. So there were two trades put on, right? And really we call them three. Two of them are synthetic, and one of them is the short call. So let's go over and cover the synthetic, the 260. So we put 265 where we buy a call, sell a put, right? So when you're underwater on your 260 and you got this 102 million loss, when you just sell some new positions, you basically put 1,283, you know, 1,280 something thousand in your piggy bank, but this is dwindling, right? So I pretty much guarantee you they're going to roll it, because this goes to zero after today, right? You don't want to roll next week. So I think they roll at the end of the day. My guess is, depends on where we are, maybe a 230, something like that. It'll be interesting what they choose. Definitely lower. If I had to guess, I'd say a 230. It's going to be 719. I don't see them picking 621. They only do the monthlies, right? So if I had to guess, they're going to roll into a 230. Hopefully on this bounce, we're only at about, you know, we're at 99 and now we're at 102, right? So let's look at, so I showed you the math on the synthetic right here. So we gained a little bit of money, but whoopee, that just gets knocked right back down, right? So we want to do, yeah, 24. So we're up to 4 on that guy of a gain. So let's take a look in the May, and here was the call. So we wrote a 220. Look at all these, right? These are out at 517. We're trading at 214 pre-market, closed at 210. That's maybe a little tight, and expecting a bounce, but it's 265 contracts. This is the one that they'll roll, right? This is the one that they're going to collect 6.5 million. So they're going to be looking to put something on based on where we're at the end of the day that gets them the best amount of money. So the good news is we should collect all of the 6.7, right? Which is 6.6 something. You add these three numbers together. So we wrote it, collected 119,000. Oh, look at this. So 225 on the shares. That's why I say you guys are continuing to buy the fund. I don't blame you. I've added some as well. So when it's on sale, you know, you get that opportunity. If you believe in it and you're bullish, then you buy it, right? So let's take a look at what the weekly looks like in addition to where we added one, right? So I always color code these. So we got 6.7 million to win. Look at these numbers, right? It's almost, I'll never say impossible, almost impossible that we lose anything, right? This one, we're 12.85. I mean, I'd love to see it rally up to 230 because we wouldn't lose a penny. And yet our synthetic would get saved to the tune of about 44 million of the 102 million if we rallied up to 230. We'd still keep our 6.7 here. We just save, the loss wouldn't be as big, right? So the negative, we're setting on support. With the drop in CONYs, we're going to win this 6.6, 6.7. You know, BTC is a positive. Let me show you where we are on that. We're around 63 on that. So, you know, coin just simply hasn't been performing, right? We're at 63,420 in BTC. So, you know, Mr. is doing its tasks. I don't know why coin is. If you asked me last week of the two who's going to do better, I would have said coin, because their earnings were so substantial and they actually make good money, right? Mr. is still trying to figure themselves out with their software in the crypto world, exactly what useful and utilitarian software they can have. And I'm sure they're going to end up with some great stuff as crypto and BTC, you know, moves up. But in the meantime, it's the assets they hold, right? Their treasury is so much into Bitcoin. Oh, by the way, did I show you guys that chart? Let me get that off my desktop. I've got to lower some of these things here for a second and see if I can find that chart. When you know it, I can't find something when I really want to say it. Oh, here we go. Alright, I got it on the other page. I'll drag it over. So who owns the most Bitcoin, right? I mean, we're talking about CONY, and you know, like I said, they do other services, right, for people who want to buy and sell. But look at this. Who owns the most public companies and countries with the largest Bitcoin? No individual is going to hold more than you know, the billionaires haven't bought in with that kind of money. But even if they buy in with 1% allocation, you know, that would be massive. So you got MicroStrategy with 214. The USA holds 207. China holds 194. UK, Germany, Ukraine. Any surprises here for you guys? You know, Block, which I assume is Square now. CleanSpark. Look at El Salvador. Clearly, they've moved as a country. Riot. You've got these miners, right? Marathon Digital, Riot, Hut 8. Tesla, Elon Musk is no dummy, right? He owns owns more than Coinbase does, right? So if guys started following Elon Musk and Michael Saylor, you know, and I think Michael Saylor really targeting the corporate world. He's really targeting corporate treasurers. And I think the big guys won't go there. I think some mid-tier, you know, companies will do it. They've just been so conservative for so long. Their CFOs aren't even trained with the concept. So anyway, enough on that. But I knew I had that, and I thought it was interesting. So let's finish talking about coin and CONY, right? So this is how far these are out of the market. This one's a little bit tight with, you know, 6 trading days. But the rest of these, you know, 5 and 7, okay. And I'll put up the number. This 6.7, guys, I'm never going to show you the following week. I'm only going to focus on these, right? And if we look at holdings, it's really dialed in now, right? So yeah, who cares? I mean, I care about the cash. I want to know it's there. I like to see it there. I like to see the share count go up 1.12%. So 225,000 shares, additional shares were bought. I don't like to see our synthetic, but there it is labeled for you, right? But look at this. And how are we trending on that synthetic? Well, not so bad once. 2 days ago we're 91, 99, 102, right? But going back to Friday, May 3rd, we were only at 65 million, right? So, not all that bad before, but it has. Look at this. Look at this capture rate. These are all of our, if you add these together, you're almost at 6, there's the 6.7, right? It's about 6.6 something. Real close to 6.7, if not 6.7. And look at that. Look at the capture rate here. This was a trade that we just, I think, put on today, right? We sold it at 4.5 or 4.6, 4.5, right? So that's how the math works on that, guys, when you see it. So these percentages are nice. So on these, frankly, they ought to just, well, I wouldn't buy this back at 138,000 because you're up at 237, we're at 210. Yeah, if you saw it run up into the 230s, you may want to buy it back because you could buy it back within the last hour for a lot less than 7 cents. But the idea being that this thing they can buy back at any time, right? Buy it back for a penny, just take it off the table. Go ahead and write something out. This is the guy that they literally will roll, right? They'll take the money from this guy and they'll roll it all in. Well, it doesn't cost them any money to sell these naked calls, right? They just collect money. They have a liability from the treasuries, but they just collect money. All right, so you can see this graphically, right? We're not going the right way, but that misery is going to end today. I can pretty much guarantee that. We talked about the synthetic. We talked about, so here we are saying 2163 is fair value. We closed at 2167, looking at the May numbers. So the only other thing to do is take a look at payments. All right, so this 102 million sets out here, guys. Let's take our punishment. Here's the new share count, so that drops our payment a little bit, but we're sitting there with 34 cents and 55. The problem is these are 11 million. We're going to come over here and throw 100 million loss. Now, before you get all nervous, we're still going to get a payday, even if this is a $9 or $10. Well, you can figure it. If we take $100 million loss and we got this is only like $4.80, so about $4.80 for total loss. This isn't going to change. It only tracks this. So if we get this up to $1 or $1.50, we're going to get $1 probably no matter what, right? The fund's going to pay you $1. It's just, they're not going to borrow any to pay you more to give you the benefit of the doubt later, right? But we do have an 11 million carry forward to offset some of that. But I'm expecting $1 plus, and maybe we just take off and our synthetic starts making a bunch of money. We've got 3 solid weeks left before 3 more weeks before it's declaration and pay date time. Okay, guys, that's what I got on that. Let me go to, we got a happier story with Misty. Let's be happy. Happy. Okay. What did Misty do? Well, Misty is acting more like BTC since it's the largest holder of BTC. And it moved up 2.48. And what did we do? We moved up 2.31. Not bad, right? We also put on, similar to CONY, because people buy in? Yeah, we added 50,000 shares. And you look over at your cash, and there's your 1.567 million. You can always tell that cash came in. So they sold, before I show you the synthetic, they collected 32.5 for 14 contracts at 13.65. Now again, these are yellow, so these, right, we're going to collect all this money up here, this 2.7. Let's go look at the weekly, right? I should have just grouped these, but you got 2.782, 2,782,000, almost 83,000, and we've captured 74% of it collectively, right? The ones expiring on 5/10. I'll show you the detail on my holding page. Oh, I didn't update this, or did I? Where? Always forget something. There's a lot. No, that's not. 3061, that's 510. Why isn't that picking it up? Oh, it is, but it's not down, it's up. That's the problem. I'm not going to bother to change the color. So you guys get it, right? So both of these moved up. I did check the volatility. It moved down just a hair. Where are we on the chart? Well, at 1263, we came down and we didn't really get to the channel, because the channel is below 1200. The channel's about 1170. So we may not bounce, we may not come back to the scene of the crime. We may just, bounce around here and move up. It just depends, right? We could go right back into that channel and then break down. But again, this looks like a wedge to me. This looks like excellent support here. I could draw a line where the graph line is on this chart, right? And then we've got more of a triangle, right? And it looks to me like we're breaking out of that triangle. Okay, so let's go look at holdings where you can really see these things, right? So 73.9, right? Because this is a 13.15 and we're at 12.63. So up to 17.15 or up to 13.15, this is zero, right? So all of a sudden, out of that 2.7, we've collected 2 million, but we'll collect this 705 today. And I mean, like I said, I'd love to see it run right up to 13.15. We got nothing else at stake. This is only 50 contracts and it's way up at 30, right? That's why we've captured more, because it's so far out. But look at it. There's only 80,000 altogether. And these are small, but look, the positive is we wrote that for 32 and it's 26, so we've captured 19%, although it's 14 contracts, right? Because this 893 and 50, we'll probably go put 940 or something like that contracts, in place, right? We may match this number. A lot of times they like to get 982 out there in terms of their amount of contracts. These are just spread, right? So when they put on a new one, it will be next week. It'll join these for the 517. So as far as I'm concerned, Mr. and Misty are just kicking butt. So you got fair value, and we're priced 11 cents in the premium. Really, really happy with how Mr. is performing. I'm sure a lot of you that bought high, look, I think I bought 50 shares at 38 or something, but all of my other stuff was 21, 22, maybe a bite at 27. But, my average price is pretty low on Misty. So same on CONY, but I'm a little bit higher. My average is in 22. So it's right below where CONY is, but with the way it's been paying out, I'm way ahead of that game, right? I taught you guys total return. So these 5 payments I've made, I've collected a ton of money already on CONY, and $6 on Misty, right? So you have to look at it. $2.50 and $4.12, right? That's $6.63 has been collected on Misty. So even if you're up there at 40, you can say, well, your break even is 34, right? And it's at 39, 61 and moving. So just make sure you average down when these things are lower. It's a way to play this game. Again, if you're bullish, if you turn bearish and you can't take it or you don't want to own it, sell it, right? You know, sleep is necessary. Okay. So on payments, how do we look? Well, we look pretty good. We would pay out right now at our 41.75, right? 70 cents on MSTY, and we've got $2.59. So I guarantee you, based on the IV, I saw it last month. I thought they were going to pay anywhere between $1.90 and maybe $2.20. They were going to pay out 2/3 of their. They paid out pretty much They paid out in excess of the $2.41, even with a $6.50 loss. So, you know what? They did the right thing, and they kept people in this. So we're looking good here for, I would say, a $2 payment. Again, unless we break down, right? And look at this. I got a little update for you. Here's BTC. Looking good, 63. We really want to get about here. If we break this, then it's off to the 70s. I see 71 right after this. If we can break 65, you know, high 64s, there's nothing to stop us from going to 71. Now 73, 74 is the high, the all-time high. And that would be next, you know. And this, somebody could argue, it's such a short period of days, so you could start to argue it's a head and shoulders right here. But if that's the case, it's pretty much already met the pullback. And you normally do that over a much extended time. These are just days of trading, right? So anyway, I like what I'm seeing. Hang in there. I think you're going to be well rewarded. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always seek a financial advisor before making investments. This is for fun and education. Okay, guys, thanks. Hope you're enjoying this new format. And I've got something this weekend. I've got some other type of investments that I'm going into, some gold and silver. I'm already in several option positions, and I'm going to share with you guys, and it kind of fits the same crypto BTC out of the, you know, government issues and what I see really running here in the commodity space is precious metals and some of the mining stocks. And I'll give you my exact timing and positions and things I'm doing. If you're not interested in that, don't worry about it. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up to that. Okay, bye. Have a good one.